We all have stereotypes of home and homelessness. But homelessness can also look like this. And while most folks think homelessness is something that happens to others, it can be closer than you imagine.
I had filed for divorce and me and the children became homeless. It was embarrassing because pretty much everybody knew who we were as a family. Everybody knew what we had, the cars, the home, my children, the volunteers up at school, everybody. So for me to say I needed some help was kind of embarrassing because then everybody wants to know why. Can't be that bad. So that's why. It's pretty embarrassing.
Imagine being alone with the kids and no support system anywhere. Where do you go? What do you do? For many women and their children, the answer has been new beginnings for women and children.
Our mission statement is that we will help homeless women with children by providing them with the housing, supportive services, and opportunities for growth that will enable them to become financially self-sufficient, independent families. What that means in practice is that we are truly committed to giving every family that comes through our door the best possible opportunity that we can at that time, both where we are resource-wise and where they are in their ability to move forward, the best possible chance at becoming self-sufficient.
The best possible chance of becoming self-sufficient. That often begins here at the family shelter. It's the start of a very long road.
I just felt like a horrible mother. I felt like I can't even express the words of how I felt. Like nothing. I felt like nothing is what I felt like prior to coming to the program.
So when a mom comes in and says, I'm the worst mother ever, I usually give them a hug because they're usually in tears, and I just, ask them why they feel that way. And they usually respond, because I'm here, I've lost everything and now my children have nothing. And I just reinforce that this is their new beginning, that all the material stuff that they've lost, they can get it again. And just try and reinforce that they are good moms because they are here, because they're here because they want something better for their children. And in my book, that makes an awesome mom.
Of course, it's not just the moms who need attention.
About 2 years ago, HGTV came in. They came in to remodel our back house kitchen and the dining room. But then when they saw the lobby, they thought that the lobby needed a little work too, and we were happy about that because we did too. And we wanted it more child-friendly. And so that was their idea, to bring all the giraffes in and the pictures. And the kids love it, even the moms do when they walk in. Just makes it feel pretty homey and I think friendly.
We start working on their goals within the first 48 hours that they arrive here at the shelter, because that's my job. I have to make sure that they know that this is only a 90-day program and that they have to plan ahead.
We want them to take care of a lot of things while they're here, like get employment, get secure daycare, make sure that they apply or qualify for any benefits that they may be eligible for. We want them to think about the future, about becoming stable for their future.
But what really drives the success of the program is not what New Beginnings wants. It's what the moms want.
You have to want to do it. You have to want to be here and know that it is temporary transition, and you have to change everything that's in your life that got you to be here, because if not, I mean, you're going to be back out on the street and not really another program. I mean, this is kind of like a training. I tell my kids I'm kind of in training right now to be on my own.
For many, the next step on that journey is New Beginnings transitional housing programs. Unlike the shelter, the stay here can be as long as 2 years.
Transitional housing is really an opportunity for a homeless family to get on their feet. They have up to 2 years to stay and really stabilize their family and move on to a more permanent housing solution to really break the cycle of homelessness.
And again, it's not what New Beginnings wants. It's what the moms want.
We are not going to be there to make the decisions in the long term. We're not going to be there to hold their hands through all of the different choices that they're going to have to make. We don't attempt to raise their family. And so that piece needs to come from them. And almost all of our residents will tell you what motivates them is their children.
Me, half the time, it's my children that drive me. Like, I want her to have the best. I want her to get the best education. I want her to be treated the same way I would treat them, whether it be in daycare, school, whatever. I want her to get the same opportunities as any other child. Both my kids, you know what I mean? So that's what drives me. I just want to be better. I don't want to have to depend on anybody. I don't like being dependent on anybody.
Another thing, what's
Part of that independence comes from classes on budgeting, money management, job search skills, nutrition, and parenting.
The folks who are there really are there because they want to be there, and they share their experience and they learn from each other, and they exchange ideas and they exchange struggles, and they create a supportive environment that the staff will never be able to do, because it's not our story, it's theirs.
New Beginnings, this is Lisa. How may I help you?
And then there's the staff.
The staff at New Beginnings is awesome. They're willing to help, very dedicated to helping you be successful. If you want to succeed, they're here. Whatever ability they have, they can lend you the hand, but you have to want to do it. And they're always here, regardless of what time. There's always somebody you can call, from the receptionist to the volunteers.
What number is this?
So it's clear that the programs New Beginnings for Women and Children provide are needed, are effective. But how cost-effective is New Beginnings?
You can ask anybody on our staff who has a management responsibility or manages a program where they are on their budget, and they will be able to tell you exactly. And we push that responsibility down to the lowest level we can push it, because we know that that's where the kind of control that matters when you're operating in an environment like this, where people are going to use both sides of the paper when they make Xeroxes, where they are going to be able to feed everyone at the shelter for unheard of low amounts because of the partnerships that they've established in the community.
Our meal budget is $600 a month, but we do rely on donations also. And Lisa, our case manager, she goes to the food bank once a week too, which helps out. We watch all the sales in the newspapers. So that's pretty much how we do it. And without the donations, honestly, I don't know how we would do it. So thank you everyone that donates food to New Beginnings.
So that's an overview of New Beginnings for Women and Children. An overview of the long road from being homeless, the struggles, the work, the long days and nights. It's the story of New Beginnings, helping women and children find their way home again.
And it was a young mother telling me about her experience of going through the shelter and transitional housing, and when she knew that things had started to shift. And she said, it was the day my 6-year-old daughter said, "Mom, when are we going home?" And it was the first time she'd ever used the word home. She had always said that place, or when are we going back there? But she heard her daughter say home. And when I saw her eyes well up, that made me understand it on a whole new level.